right, what is going on, Ranger fans? Welcome to another edition of 407 Rangers. I'm your host, Raymond Tapia. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and a comment. Turn on your notifications every time I'm about to upload a post, a recap, or some highlights. So, as y'all know, we have a lot to talk about because there's been a lot happening for the front office with the New York Rangers. And there's been a lot going on in the NHL as well. Tons of NHL teams have been making drastic trade moves because, as y'all know, the trade deadline is tomorrow. So there's no telling. I already know what has happened. We will get to it soon because I know Chris Drury probably has one more move to make before the deadline. So I'm sure he's gonna whip something up. But we're gonna go ahead and talk about the Capitals' overtime loss, which unfortunately even though they didn't gain 2 points, 1 point is better than no points. So that's where I'm gonna leave it at with this game. But in the first period, you had Pierre-Luc Dubois hit the snapshot goal for Washington, which doesn't surprise me one bit that Igor Shesterkin is still allowing first period goals because him not allowing first period goals is rare now, which is sad to say because you're supposed to be the most highest paid goalie and you're still allowing these first period goals. But we'll save that for another day. Artemi Panarin tips it in, and Zach Jones with the ninth assist, and Alexis Lafreniere with his 21st assist, sorry guys, as well. Which thankfully he's been playing a lot better because, as y'all know, he is in the milk carton saga still for me. Like I don't mind him getting the assist, but I need this man to still score goals. Yeah, he's getting physical. I love every bit of that. I don't mind him doing the hit checking, the forechecking, and passing the puck around. But if he can just start scoring the goals again, like the Alexis Lafreniere I know, I will be happy. I'll be a happy man. But Zach Jones, I'm going to be very upset if they trade him because, for all we know, based on what Chris Drury is doing, he might trade him. And I personally don't want to see Zach Jones go. So if he does go, Chris Drury is just a major jackass for that. I hate to say it. Which I hope he's watching my channel too, man, because every time, I be watching the Rangers Central and then I talk about the Rangers, everything we don't want to happen happens. So it's like, I don't know, man. It's so sketchy. It's like I feel like MSG Networks has got it out for us for real. But yeah, make sure y'all tune in tomorrow as well for Ranger Central because Evan will be on top of that. He'll be streaming all day. So, like I said, shout out to Evan. Yeah, he'll definitely be up to date with that because if anybody's going to be tracking on those trades, it'll definitely be Evan from Ranger Central. I'm going to be training and things like that tomorrow. So I'm going to try to do my best as well to keep up to date with what goes on for the deadline. But in the second period, you had Sam Carrick hit the backhand goal, which, you know what? I'll take back what I've said about Sam Carrick in the beginning of the season. Like, at first, he was a frustrating player to watch, but now he is actually becoming a player we've been, waiting for to see out of him. So I will take it. I will take the improvement from him. Like, I can't be mad at it at all. And it was his sixth for the season. Keandre Miller with his 11th assist, and Will Borgen with his sixth assist as well. Now, I don't know. Keandre Miller, I feel like if they're going to do one more trade, that's who they should trade because they can probably get something really good out of him. Why not? Hell, I would say even shop Panarin, but there's no telling who Drury's going to shop. And then you had Uso Pearson with the Matt Roy fight as well, which I love seeing that Uso Pearson just got here and he's already trying to earn his stripes, and he's damn well earning his stripes with that fight. So I give him props for that as well because that definitely fires up a team. That had Rempe fired up as well. So Rempe, I'll give him his respect as well. He's gotten a lot better. I don't feel like he's going to be crashing out. His presence definitely makes the Rangers play a lot better. Now that he's getting a little more skillful, I can't be mad at what Rempe's doing. I just need him to stop avoiding the penalty box because he's still living in the penalty box, man. That's all I need him to do. And then, of course, you had Alex Ovechkin in the third period. Hits his 30-second goal, which I called this shit early in the day yesterday. I said, so, because one of my boys is a Capitals fan, huge Capitals fan. He was like, you guys are going to lose. I was like, well, you guys have been kicking our ass, but we're going to put up a fight at least. And I said, Ovechkin's going to score. I'm like, it would not surprise me if Ovi scores in this game. And he's like, hey, I believe it too. And at first he was like iffy about it, but then I was like, bro, I told you he's going to score. And sure enough, now with that milestone, Ovechkin only has 10 more goals to go, and he's going to break Wayne Gretzky's goal scoring record, which is absolutely insane to watch. Because I know when that day comes, when like Ovechkin has one more goal to go, do you know how crazy it's going to be for that hockey player playing with Ovechkin at that moment, figuring out who's going to get the assist for that? They're going to be like, oh man, who do we dish it out to, man? So it's like, whoever's in that moment, they better appreciate the shit out of that because that's going to be special. And you had Andrew Mangiapane with his third assist as well in that game. But Rangers and Capitals end up to overtime, which, you know what? I'm not too mad at it because the Capitals have been definitely taking their lunch this season. They've been kicking their ass. And surprisingly, this was the only game I've seen this season out of the New York Rangers that actually gave them a fight. Because last game, whew, it was pretty brutal. So this was a way better game. At least we got a point. And then, of course, Tom Wilson hits the game-winning goal for the Washington Capitals, and Dylan Strome with his 43rd assist. Now, we're going to get to the trade moves as well, because as y'all know, Riley Smith was traded to the Vegas Golden Knights for Brandon Brisson and a San Jose 2025 third-round draft pick. And then, of course, Chris Drury doesn't like holding on to his draft pick, so what does he do right after? He uses the 2025 third round draft pick acquired from San Jose and gets Carson Soucy. Now, here's how I feel about it. Carson Soucy, I know he's had a bad season, but he's played with JT Miller, so you guys know it could be a better start for him here. For all you know, he'll probably do the JT Miller effect where he comes from Vancouver, lands here, and all of a sudden he just starts playing much better hockey. And you never know. And I'm sure with him having the experience of playing with JT Miller in Vancouver, it wouldn't surprise me if he starts adjusting to the system and JT Miller starts giving him an idea of how the New York Rangers play system works and things of that nature. So let's not be too worried about it, Ranger fans, because the Chris Drury, I know he's been doing some poor choices. This was one of them, but the guys he's been acquiring, they've been actually doing their part. So that's where I can say about the guys we've been getting, as far as Vakanainen, Borgen, and freaking Kaliev and everybody else. They've all been doing their part, especially JT Miller. If anybody's complaining about JT Miller, you're just a super ungrateful New York Rangers fan. That's the bottom line. If you really have anything bad to say of what JT Miller's been doing for the New York Rangers, are you sure we're watching the same hockey? Like, that's all I have to say on that. But now here's where it gets interesting, because see, I live in Orlando, Florida. We have a lot of Tampa Bay Lightning fans here too. And I know for a fact Tampa's only like an hour and a half away from this city. Man, I am jealous. All right, I am so jealous of you guys because you guys get nice things. All right, that's why no, I'm not a hater, but man, I wish we can get nice things. Because Tampa Bay Lightning always gets nice things. So they acquired back Yanni Gourde, and then they got Oliver Bjorkstrand from the Seattle Kraken. And the Seattle Kraken got in return Michael Esmiont and 2 first-round draft picks from the Tampa Bay Lightning. It was the 2026 first round and the 2027. And then they got Toronto's second-round 2025 draft pick as well. And, I mean, look, I hate to say it, but Tampa Bay's, I would discuss them being back in the mix 100%. Now that they acquired those guys, they can definitely be back for Stanley Cup contender. Especially if the chemistry is picking up just like that, and now they're like picking up the groove in the postseason. If I were a Panthers fan, I would definitely watch out for the Lightning. As much as you guys hate that team might give you guys a run for your money, man. You better watch out. But here's the one thing I would say about the Florida Panthers. Now what I've been hearing is the most craziest shit all day. Apparently, the Florida Panthers might acquire Mikko Rantanen. Guys, if they get Mikko Rantanen, Yeah, the Florida Panthers, just hang it up. They're definitely going to repeat again. Because do you know how ridiculous that's going to be? Barkov, Verhage, Rantanen, freaking bro. And then when Kachuk gets back, come on, man. I didn't even mention the rest of the guys like freaking Bennett and then Rodriguez. Like, bro, that lineup will be absolutely absurd if they get Mikko Rantanen. Because the Panthers, they already got Seth Jones. So if they get Rantanen on top of Seth Jones and everybody else in that core, it's going to be so tough to try to beat that team out the Eastern Conference in the playoffs, even with Washington Capitals being the stacked team and they're playing much better this season. If you ask me who are the top three teams that can come out the East now that all this is happening, Washington, Tampa, and Florida, 100% out of those three teams. I don't know about Carolina because, as you see, they can't even figure it out with Rantanen, so they have to move him again. So I'm not going to put faith in the Hurricanes just yet because they still have to figure out what they're going to do with Mikko Rantanen. And then the Edmonton Oilers are about to try to acquire Jake Wallman. Now, if they do that, they can possibly come out the West too because the West is a toss-up. It's a major toss-up. I could possibly tell you right now, it's so tough to tell you, but I will say out of these teams, I feel like Dallas, Edmonton, Vegas, even maybe if Minnesota was healthy, I would have put them in that list, but they're kind of banged up. I mean, hell, I wouldn't even count the Los Angeles Kings out because you know what? Jonathan Quick, when he was with that team and they won the cup, at one point they were the eighth seed. Nobody believed in the Kings that year. And when Jonathan Quick was there and they were the eighth seed, they won the Stanley Cup. So you never know. That's all I can say about the Los Angeles Kings. You just never know. They're going to probably make a move happen too because they might try to trade Kevin Fiala or somebody that's really good out of that team, but who knows? But I will keep you guys updated on the Friday game against the Senators because, as y'all know, now that they got the overtime loss, these are four must-win points to gain once again from the New York Rangers to keep themselves in the playoff picture. And I will also keep you guys updated in the trade deadline move as well because obviously we don't know what's going to happen, but we're definitely going to hear about it first thing in the morning because, as y'all know, tomorrow's the deadline. So we'll have to see what happens. It's either Chris Drury gets somebody or he leaves it alone and says we're going to run it with this depth. So thank y'all for tuning in, Ranger fans. I know it was a lot to say and it's been a circus all week, but once again, I really appreciate y'all tuning in and let's go Rangers. Hopefully Drury doesn't freaking mess up and tries to cook.